my Taurus out there. So, hold on 1 second. Hold on. Please make sure to get the book on Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. The links will be in the description box below as usual. If you'd like to contact me for a personal reading, my email address as well as the prices are in the description box below. Because the reason why it is that I say hold on is because to get these cards off of the book here, because I've essentially gotten rid of all the boxes. It was too cluttery, right? Too much clutter. I am a minimalist, stuff like that. So minimalism is better, for me anyway. So yeah, let's get into it for the Taurus. Let's get into it. So the cards that I come up with are the Two of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles, the King of Wands, the Ten of Wands, and the Five of Pentacles. Okay, so what I'm seeing here, sorry about that. I'm so interested in getting into it. Four of Cups, the Six of Swords, the Judgment, the Page of Swords, the Fool, very good. The Wheel of Fortune, very good. Ten of Swords, okay. Knight of Swords, Six of Pentacles, and Six of Wands. So a lot of six cards. Six of Swords, Six of Pentacles, Six of Wands. So what I'm seeing here for the Taurus is a lot of the Taurians are a little bit guarded right around now. If anybody, let me show you all three. A lot of the Taurus or Taurians are a little bit guarded right now, especially if anyone's trying to come through, say anything to them, holler at them. You have this person that represents the Seven of Pentacles and King of Wands seeing your dysfunction, right? When I say your dysfunction, I mean your fear, right? They know that a lot of you have been heartbroken about certain things. See, I can't say certain things here on YouTube because if I really start getting into the science, see, Venus, Taurus is ruled by Venus. You see what I'm saying? Taurus is ruled by Venus and the Earth, right? And exalted in the moon. You see what I'm saying? But because Taurus is nourishment, right? Along with Cancer, crabs is nourishment. So Taurus is ruled by Venus, right? But Venus is a night planet. You understand? It's a planet assigned to the night, right? And i.e. morning. You understand what I'm saying? The morning star, Venus. So Venus, though, is very tricky. Venus is mischievous. You understand what I'm saying? Venus is pleasurable, but it's very mischievous. As to where Jupiter, right, Pisces and Sagittarius Sagittarius is a little bit more straightforward with the benevolence. Venus is a little bit more trickier with the benevolence. So a lot of the times, and this is very important, Taurus, hold on 1 second. Hold on. Venus plays tricks on the zodiac sign that is ruling, right? Which it is influencing the most of, which is Taurus and Libra. So with Taurus, a lot of the times, Taurus can represent hardships in love, just like Libras get this, hardships in love, hardships in substance, you know what I'm saying, substantial love. And that's what gets Taurus heartbroken. And other people can see the heartbroken, especially if they're paying attention. Other people can see the Taurus heartbrokenness. I don't know if the Taurus knew this. My brother's a Taurus. So the thing is that the Ten of Wands and the Five of Pentacles, you see what I'm saying, represents how this person tried to hit you up. This person tried to freak with you. But I'm just seeing how a lot of you Taurans are like, nah, you good right now. A lot of you Taurans really want to recuperate your energy, really want to just be by yourselves for a little bit, do your own thing, recharge your batteries, so to speak, recharge your energy. getting a new breath, right, before you actually go out there and you try to flirt with other people and get to know them. The Four of Cups is you do appreciate them, though, and you're gonna let them know that you do appreciate their patience, and that you do appreciate them trying to come over and say something to you and really interested in trying to holler at you. You just don't necessarily trust them. You don't have to trust them 100%. So the Six of Swords and the Judgment represents how this is a situation for you where the Six of Swords and the Judgment is about how the journey that a lot of you Taurians have assigned yourself with, right? The journey, right? Journeyman, journey card, right? Charon, right? The journey, the journeyman of the underworld, right? Going from one place to make that transition is the Judgment, right? And it's so crazy because I was just talking about Charon, and on this card, the Judgment is the angel basically raising the ones who have passed over. So, if you catch my drift. Now, what am I saying? Follow what it is I'm saying. I know a lot of people got problems with the word follow, even though they don't know what it means a lot of the times. So the judge. So the thing is that let's flip this. The Six of Swords and the Judgment represents how the next step that a lot of you Taurians have assigned to yourselves is being able to make better decisions in the context of love. Very good, but you have to learn how to observe, and I'm giving the Taurus a lot of information. You have to learn how to observe, and you have to learn how to stop BSing. I said this before on camera, and I'm going to say it again. Everybody sooner or later is going to have to stop playing the games. Everybody. Because you can't, and I'm not saying that you Taurians are doing this, but I'm saying in a general sense, people got to stop talking about what it is that they want and doing everything counterintuitive, meaning counter common sense to actually get that. If you want love, then there's certain things that you're going to have to do. Otherwise, you're not going to go about getting it. Doesn't matter how much you scheme and you scam. And don't complain about it later, because that's another thing, too, that a lot of people just tend to do. They say that they want love, but then when they do things dysfunctionally, and I'm not saying y'all are doing this, when people do things dysfunctionally, it gets messed up. And then they complain about it. Well, why didn't this work? How did you expect it to work if you were coming at it from this perspective? You knew it was going to be on some BS. So what was you doing? The Page of Swords, right? Let me go a little bit into that. If you eliminate all the games, then there is no more games. There is no more idiocracy to be, well, I want love, but I'm going to do all these things that lack common sense to go about getting it, then get upset when I don't have it, even though I'm talking about I have it. It eliminates that. So now it's only a straight line between what you want, and there is nothing in the way except for you and in the goal, the finish line. So the thing is that the Page of Swords and the Fool, right? Page of Swords and the Fool represent here. This is a new level of understanding for you, and it's a new form of territory that a lot of you Taurians haven't gone before. The Fool is the most powerful tarot card in the entire deck, more powerful than the Emperor, everything else, because the Fool represents the person who is actually the most enlightened. The Fool is the one that is the most enlightened, which is what a lot of you Taurus right now represent. And I'm not insulting you. What I'm saying is that the Fool, right? Listen to what I'm saying. The Fool represents a person who wants to know something, and they are actually willing to go find out about it without bias or prejudgments, prejudice, or misconceptions about what it is. They're actually stepping into this situation and stepping into it enough to gain the experience out of it, and asking enough questions to find out at the core if it's real or not, so that they don't have to be a mindless drone to it. You understand what I'm saying? That's what the Fool represents. That's why it's the most powerful, because all the other cards in the Tarot key, the Judgment, right, the Wheel of Fortune, right, everything else, the Hermit. Well, the Hermit, the Hermit is kind of connected to the Fool, but the Chariot and stuff like this are all levels of enlightenment. You understand? The wisest person understands that they are a fool, meaning they know nothing. That's what Socrates was talking about. That's what Plato and Socrates, because Plato studied under Socrates, but that's what Socrates and Plato was talking about, right? They were basically saying that what it is that I know, the wisest person or the wisest people walking around who are alive understand that they know nothing for sure 100%. It can always be expanded upon. It's infinite. And this new level of understanding that a lot of Utaurians have is very impressive, because now a lot of Utaurians are like, okay, I'm actually having a breakthrough moment where I'm not going to continue to do the same thing over and over and over again and be the archetypical stubborn Taurus that does everything in routine. And routine is good to a certain extent, but the messed up things that I build a routine to is what damages me. You actually break. That's what the Wheel of Fortune represents, breaking the cycle. You see how the wheels is turning round and round and round, right? The Wheel of Fortune also represents Cancer crabs, because the Cancer is right, the Cancer crabs, because it's also the steering wheel of a ship. And what do you do when you are the captain of your ship and you steering it? You're steering the ship into whatever waters or land or dock that you want. So what happens is that a lot of you Taurus are going from out at sea to on land. Ten of Swords. Follow what I'm saying. Follow what it is that I'm saying. If you don't get this, if you don't understand this, and if you tried to twist, I'm not saying Taurus, I'm just saying, if any of the trolls tried to twist this, I don't know what to tell you. The Knight of Swords now represents what? The Knight of Swords is about, so with all this type of you now docking yourself, not doxing, docking, meaning a ship taking to land, right? Keeping the ship anchored in a particular port, right? Going from the water to all the people who are on the ship, getting off of the ship and going onto solid ground, solid land. This is you. So now you Taurians are thinking to yourselves, well, how do I become more real, right? How do I stop looking at things from a dumb perspective where I'm always getting messed up when it comes to love, and how do I make these type of situations or engagements work for me? So now a lot of you Taurians are starting to not freak with the game. The Knight of Swords now represents, the Knight of Swords and the Six of Pentacles now represents this being a situation for a lot of you Taurus. Yeah, this is going to be a long video. So this Taurus represents how a lot of you Taurians, right, are actually starting to understand what it is that I'm talking about, but it's not necessarily talking about from my perspective in the sense of worshiping the messenger, right? So you're getting this type of spiritual downloads, coming to this realization. Basically, we're saying the same thing, but you're just taking the messenger out of it, right? And the thing is that the Six of Wands represents, so now you have a better understanding of how, a lot of you Taurians have a better understanding of how it is that you need to do, what you need to do in love, and how you need to go about getting what you want, love, and how you need to achieve self-love. For you Taurians who don't get it, keep, I don't know what to tell you. You're going to keep making the same mistakes until you learn to stop playing yourself. Because that's essentially why it is that people don't figure it out. Is because they don't want to figure it out. Because part of the learning process, first and foremost, see, this is why it is that again, you see what I'm saying? People will say that I have a messed up attitude. Part of the learning process, and I can show you the evidence. Part of the learning process is to at first want to learn it. So you being a blockhead or playing dumb is you basically saying, I don't want to learn anything new. Even though I said I want this, see, because that's the situation. It's people who claim that they want it, you see what I'm saying? But when they actually getting it, now it's, I don't know what you're talking about. So what are you doing? Because you just said you wanted to learn it. Now all of a sudden you don't. So essentially you're someone who we shouldn't trust. I'm talking about people who have this mentality. Let's clarify the Wheel of Fortune. The Eight of Pumpkins, the Fool, you see what I'm saying? The Devil card, you see what I'm saying? Eight of Pumpkins, because I'm using the Halloween Tarot. Eight of Pumpkins, finally having control over some of you Taurians finally having control over your own existence. Now you can steer your own ship wherever you want, and you can have control over your own love life uniquely to you. Not saying you trying to control the other person. You have control over your own love life in the sense of you're not allowing people to fill your head up with BS that you know is BS, but you're not even, or you may suspect that it's BS, but they don't have to prove that it's real with any kind of action. They're just using words. And the thing is that the Fool and the Devil now represent how you're still going to have a lot of people who are going to come to you. That's just the game that we're playing, quote unquote, these days. A lot of people's egos is injected here. But the Ten of Swords is that you're going to be able, like I said, in connection with that, you're going to be able to see through past all of it, and you're not going. A lot of you Taurians are not going to freak with people who are like that. Let's clarify one more card and let's get out of here. Let's clarify the Six of Wands. Look, man, if this video isn't a banger, y'all tripping. So the cards that I come up with are the Two of Imps, the Eight of Ghosts, and the Death card. So the Two of Imps represents, yes, being able to identify when someone is BSing you, right? And leaving immediately. See, person leaving, that's you leaving with the jacket on. Understanding when someone is BSing, things aren't necessarily meant to work out because the relationship is already starting on a shaky foundation, and the Death card represent how whole new you showing up. The Death is also Scorpio, which is the exact opposite sign of Taurus. So pulling from the opposite polarity of Taurus. Excuse me. Yeah, Taurus are pulling from your opposite polarity, which is Scorpio. Again, which means a lot more insight coming through. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe. Peace.